Hey kids, welcome back to this week's Children's Ministry Online. Let's get into our worship, story, and craft for today.
My soul finds rest in God alone. My soul finds rest in God alone. My soul finds rest in God alone. My salvation comes from Him. And He alone is my rock and my salvation. He is my fortress, I will never be shaken. He alone is my rock and my salvation. He is my fortress, I will never be shaken, never be shaken. My soul finds rest in God alone. My soul finds rest in God alone. My soul finds rest in God alone. My salvation comes from Him. He alone is my rock and my salvation. He is my fortress, I will never be shaken. He alone is my rock and my salvation. He is my fortress, I will never be shaken, never be shaken. Never be shaken. My soul finds rest in God alone. My salvation comes from Him. My soul finds rest in God alone. My salvation comes from Him. My soul finds rest in God alone. My salvation comes from Him. My soul finds rest in God alone. My salvation comes from Him. He alone is my rock and my salvation. He is my fortress, I will never be shaken. He alone is my rock and my salvation. He is my fortress, I will never be shaken, never be shaken. Never be shaken. Never be shaken.
Alrighty, let's get into our story. So we'll be reading from the Jesus Storybook Bible, and our story for today is called The Treasure Hunt, which is the story of the hidden treasure from Matthew 13. One day, Jesus was telling people about God's kingdom. God's kingdom is wherever God is king, Jesus told them. It's wherever God is in charge. It's where he fills your heart up with his forever happiness, and you stop running away from him and you just love him. But sometimes people couldn't understand things very well, so Jesus helped them by telling them stories called parables. Jesus said, God's kingdom is like a hidden treasure. And then he told them this story. Once upon a time, there was a man working in a field, digging. So there he is, digging. But what he doesn't know is that in that field that he is digging in is their buried treasure. So dig, 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 and clink, clink, clunk, and uh-oh, his shovel bumps into something hard. Hello? What's this? He picks it up, dusts it off, and it's a chest. It's rusted and locked, but creak, he pries it open. What he sees inside takes his breath away. Beautiful, glittering, gleaming, twinkling, and sparkling, precious jewels. It's a treasure chest. He wants that treasure. He needs to get that treasure. He must have that treasure just somehow, even if he has to sell everything he has so he can pay for it. He quickly buries the treasure again, runs home, and sells everything that he has. He takes the money from the sale and goes and buys that field. So now he owns the field and the treasure that is buried in it. He runs back and digs up the treasure again. Jesus said, coming home to God is as wonderful as finding a treasure. You might have to dig before you find it, and you might have to look before you see it. You might even have to give up everything you have to get it. But being where God is and being in his kingdom, that's more important than anything else in this world. It's worth anything that you would have to give up, Jesus told them, because God is the real treasure. God had a treasure too, of course, a treasure that was lost long, long ago. But what was God's treasure? His most important thing, the thing God loved best in all of the world? God's treasure was his children. It was why Jesus had come into the world, to find God's treasure and pay the price to win them back. And Jesus would do it, even if it cost him everything he had. I just really love this parable comparing God and his kingdom to hidden treasures that we may find in this world. And it's just very encouraging and good to know that these feelings of excitement that we have, that's the excitement that we should have toward God and his kingdom. So always remember that and remember this parable. So let's get into our craft to help us remember that. Alrighty, let's get into our craft for today. So for the supplies that you will need, we are going to need 2 pieces of paper. We're going to need our glue or tape, whichever one you prefer, scissors, and then I have 2 paper clips, small or big. We may only use 1, but having 2 just in case will be good. And then I have my markers, colored pencils. You can use your crayons, paint, any of that fun stuff. So you go grab the supplies and I'll meet you back here. Alrighty, so let's start out with one of our pieces of paper. So we are going to make a treasure chest. So we will get, I'm going to use brown because When you think of a treasure chest, I think of just a brown, like old and dirty treasure chest because it was buried in the ground. So, but you can make it all nice and sparkly and pretty, however you want to make it. So we're just gonna draw the base of it. So we'll draw a rectangle right here, pretty much filling the whole page or as big as you would like your treasure chest to be. And then we're gonna make the top. So the top is just gonna be a half circle. So we'll go as far as the bottom rectangle goes, and then we'll just make a half circle like this. So you can tell that I didn't get it quite right the first time, so I just kind of perfected it as I went. And remember, the cool thing about this is we can just flip it over and they won't be able to see that. Cool, so once you have made these, go ahead and cut them out. Alrighty, so I have my top and my bottom. So now we are going to make this look a little bit more like a treasure chest. So let's go ahead and decorate this just a little bit more, make it look a little bit more real. So we'll draw some little wood marks right here. Just like that. And then I'm just gonna leave my top part. We're just gonna color that all brown, except I'm going to make one, little yellow, or actually I'll do a black. We're gonna do a black buckle where the lock was. Okay, so now I'm just gonna color these in. So you can decorate yours however you would like to. Like I said, if you wanna make it sparkly or if you want to add different designs to it, you're welcome to. I'm just gonna make mine kind of look like an average treasure chest that you would find. So go ahead and decorate it however you would like. Alrighty, so this is going to be my treasure chest. So I am going to take my paper clip and I am going to put it right here. So this is going to make it so that this is it when it's closed and this is it when it's open. So it's easy to open and close, but it stays open or it stays closed. So we are going to keep it open, that way we know what we're doing. So now we want to cut a little piece that we can fill with treasures. So we are going to trace our treasure chest. That. And then we'll go ahead and cut that out really quickly. And what we're gonna do is we're going to trim this so that only the part that we want to show is gonna show. So keep this extra piece because we are going to be using that. So we'll open up our little treasure chest and this is what we have. So we won't need any of this. So I'll kind of color in all the spots that we can cut out. So we can cut out all that, but we do need this whole piece. So right after that, pretty much right there. So this is what I'm going to cut. We don't need that part. And then once you have cut this out, now we are going to tape or glue this into our treasure chest. So looks like I had a little bit too much. Also, I don't want any of the outline to show. So just like that, perfect. So this is what I want to show. So I'm going to flip this over and I'm going to tape it onto my treasure chest, and you can tape or glue yours accordingly, but only glue or cut this bottom part because we want to still be able to open and close this treasure chest. Okay, so now we should still be able to move this up and down and not really see it. As you can see, when I move it down, I can still see that part. So maybe I'll just cut that off. That way it's not, we can still open it up and you can see it. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna take this extra piece that we have and we're just going to cut it into different pieces and we're gonna color them yellow, orange, red, green, blue. We're gonna color it all of these really pretty jewel toned colors, and we are going to glue slash tape them to here. That way we can see all of the little jewel pieces that are inside of this treasure. So go ahead, cut them however you want. You can cut triangles, you can cut squares or rectangles. So like that. These are some different sizes that you can make. Don't make them too big because you want it to seem like they all fit in there, but go ahead and cut however you would like. All right, so I have made all of my jewel pieces. Now I am going to glue all of these onto here. So I'll make some room, and this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to take the glue and I'm going to glue it all around here. That way it is all sticky, and I can just I can just set the pieces on there and they will glue on there. And then you'll probably have some extra pieces left. So once you do, you can put them on top of each other. That way it looks like it's piled treasure. So go ahead and glue them onto your pieces. Alrighty, so now I lifted up. There's all of the hidden treasure that you can see. And now we're just gonna write one last message. So you can take a scrap or you can get another piece of paper, and we are going to write, God's kingdom is our treasure. And that is our craft for today, a hidden treasure, which is a symbolism of what God's kingdom is like to us. Thanks for joining my craft for today. Thanks for watching this week's Children's Ministry Online. We love to see the crafts that you made, so remember to post them on our Facebook page, and we look forward to seeing you next week. Have a great week.